Our second type of non-Mendelian genetics is multiple alleles or a multiple allelic inheritance. Up to this point, for every trait that we have looked at, there were two alleles. In multiple alleles, there are more than two alleles. So examples would be fur color in rabbits and also human blood type, which we'll look at here momentarily. But when it comes to multiple allelic situations where you have more than two alleles, this is something that's better off studied in populations, in human populations and bunny rabbit populations, whatever you're looking at. If you look at just one family unit, you might not be able to see all of the different alleles that are actually possible for that trait. Now, because there can be three or four or five or who knows how many different alleles for a particular trait, there are other types of inheritance patterns that you're going to find amongst the different traits for the individuals. Like you'll see here with the bunny rabbits and their fur color. So we've got black, which you can see are two capital C's, chinchilla, which is kind of a light gray color, which is CCH, CCH. You can see that little CH anchored up there at the top is for the light gray color, and it's attached to the C, which stands for color. Then we have Himalayan, which is white with the dark tips. So we have CH, CH, and then albino, two lowercase c's. So albino is resulting in the absence of pigmentation. And within these four, there is a hierarchy of dominance. So the two capital C's, the black is dominant to all the others. The two lowercase c's, the albino is recessive to all the others. So black is dominant to chinchilla, chinchilla is dominant to Himalayan, and Himalayan is a dominant to albino. Actually, everybody's dominant to the albino. Now, the other example is blood type in humans. This is referred to as the ABO blood group, and it is comprised of three different alleles. Now, some of you might have type A blood, and the genotype, so the alleles for this, now there is an anchor here. This I stands for isohemagglutinin, which is a part of red blood cells. If you're type A blood, you will have the allele for A. So you can be homozygous, so IA, which means that you receive this allele for type A blood from mom and from dad, or you could be heterozygous, in which you received an A from one parent, but the allele for O from the other parent. So a little I is for the allele for O. Some of you might have type B blood. Now type B, again, the same situation as A. You could have inherited the allele for B from both parents, or only one B and an O. And then the third allele is for O. And O is recessive to A and it's recessive to B, so that's why it's the lower cases. And hopefully we all remember which two of these are codominant. Which two? A and B, right? So you can also be type AB. So what we're going to do is we're going to work a little cross here with some bunnies, and we're going to take a black bunny and cross it with the chinchilla and see what we get. So here's the little trait, our key, fur color, and then I've listed there all the different possible alleles that we could use. Doesn't matter where you put them. You all know how to work out Punnett squares. So box 1, C, 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 H. Box 2, box 3, and box 4. So when we look at the genotype for each of these individuals, they're heterozygous. So we have one allele for the dominant black and one allele for the recessive of the gray. The phenotype, so black is dominant to the chinchilla or the light gray, so they're all going to be black. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take two of those individuals, two of those heterozygous bunnies that have black fur, and we're going to put them together and see what we get. Okay, so box 1, two big C's. Box 2, In box 3, we're heterozygous, C, CCH. And box 4, CCH, CCH. So we have light gray and light gray. So when we look at the genotypes and the phenotypes, we've got black, 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 and the genotypes can be different. And then we have one box that's going to be the recessive. So this is what we've always done when it comes to dominant recessive, 75% dominant to 25% recessive. So even though there's 4 different alleles, the dominant and the recessive still works. Nothing's changed. Don't know what that random one is for. Just ignore it. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at here is blood type. So I've got a video that I want you all to look at. Now there is a little tiny section in there where you can actually see blood. So when they get to the point where they're going to take some blood from the man's finger, if blood is icky to you, look away. It only takes just a few seconds and then you'll come right back. But the ABO blood group in humans, again, there are 3 different alleles. There's the A, B, and the O. And what you're looking at for the A and B and O, what are these are called antigens. Now the word antigen is anything that causes an immune response from the body, which are through antibodies. And antibodies and plasma, we've been hearing a lot about that lately. But the red blood cells, if you have type A blood, then you have A antigen and you have B antibodies. If you have type B blood, you have the B antigen and A antibodies. If you have AB blood, remember it's codominant, you have both, but you don't have any antibodies in the plasma. And if you have type O blood, you have no antigens, but you have both antibodies. All right, so let's work out a little cross on blood type.